Hi everyone, welcome back to Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So sorry about this being late. I'm, again, just going through a lot of things in school. I'm still in school, and these past few weeks I haven't been able to have the time, or I've just been a little bit too tired, or I've been playing other games, which have sadly taken up the time, and I need to stop having that habit, like whenever I'm having free time doing something else, because I should be recording this game so I can move on. And this game is pretty fun, so... but basically what's happening here, I don't have a lot of time because of how fast this is. I've only got 2 minutes to explain. So basically, we're in Transfiguration class, and Professor McGonagall wants us to go inside the maze and just complete it. Unfortunately, I only ran into one enemy here because normally when I'm playing this game, I'm pretty frugal about how many enemies I run into. I'm not the kind of person who wants to run into every... I basically just want to avoid as many enemies as I can for the sake of speeding things up, and then grinding off screen. That might not be the best thing to do, but I have my ways of grinding, and I'll show you the enemies that I was grinding off of. And you can grind some serious money from some of these enemies. These were the only enemies I ran into. They're new guys. They're only level 8. Their attacks can cause petrification, sadly. For some reason, getting hit with the mace causes petrification. I don't really understand that. But basically, that puzzle was just hitting those things to get to flip the switches. And now we run into our first actual boss, Crabbe and Goyle. They're not too difficult, especially like if you're at the levels I am, because Hermione's level 12, and I don't know, they're just not that difficult. Crabbe is weaker than Goyle. He has less HP and he has lower attack than Goyle, which just means Goyle is basically Hermione and Ron together if Goyle was just Harry, meaning more balanced. Or Crabbe. Crabbe is Harry, Goyle is Hermione and Ron mixed together. That's how I like to view it. So at this point I was just getting all of my equipment set up, and I had thought that I had forgotten an item somewhere, and that's why I was taking my time around here, because I thought that area had something in it, or like I hadn't been over there, but then I was like, oh, there's a wall. But yeah, the trial was over, and we got through. This game loves throwing experience at you. For flicking the switch, we got 10, and then for actually like just getting out the door, we got a spell, which I will show the effect of soon enough, and we got 25 experience points. So, from here, I will continue after the grinding session has ended. I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, here is the result of my grinding spree. 2017-16, so about 8 levels in difference from where we were earlier. But I also got a pretty decent amount of funds from all that. Now, what am I gonna do, you ask? Well, I'm gonna get Spellotape for Hermione. But I'm gonna get a completely different item for Ron. Why doesn't he have anything, actually? Oh yeah, because I don't have anything. But, what I'm going to get out of this... The gloves don't cost a lot of money. So, I'm going to get one of these. And I'm going to get one of the strongest cloaks. I'm going to get the Hungarian Horntail cloak. And why not? I'm going to get some chocolate frogs, too. Because that means my card collections have increased, and I now have a lot more cards. Getting the cards is actually a really important element, I think, of this game, because it just gets you a lot of, like, special things, but sadly, you can't even complete it until you get a New Game Plus, because you don't get the Bauman Right card until the final dungeon of the game, and you can't exit the final dungeon of the game afterwards. So, you can't complete this side quest until post-game. Well, New Game Plus, should I call it. It's not exactly post-game as much as it is a New Game Plus. In fact, that's exactly what it is, a New Game Plus. But, while I'm here, I'm going to show you the enemies I fought against for grinding purposes. And if I run into the correct enemy, I'll show you how I did my grinding. For the money, that is. Because grinding for money is ludicrously easy in this game. It's almost like they designed this game purposely to break it, and you guys are not what I wanted to run into. Are these them? Yeah, well, this is one of them. The Sapphire Fire Crab. They are pretty dangerous because they deal a lot of damage. They deal a lot of damage unless you have some strong equipment and high HP. Now, you can survive if you have 0 defense, because Ron has been able to hold his ground pretty easily throughout this, because his HP is so high. But we're not dealing a lot of damage to these guys, sadly, because their HP is like 120 something. Oh yeah, they attack 3 times in a row. 120 HP. Fortunately, their attacks... Yeah, critical hits are dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Fortunately, their attacks have a habit of missing a lot because, you know, they're aiming with their butts. And usually butt projectiles are not the most efficient thing to be using. But sadly, these guys take a while to take down because of not only how little my attacks are doing, but also because Incendio is my strongest spell at this point. And because they're fire crabs, they take like 5 damage from Incendio. Now, there's a spell out there which is extremely effective and takes them out super efficiently, but that's not until after we complete this next part, which is the Care of Magical Creatures. Now, this is going to be a long one, a long episode. I'm hoping that it'll be around 30 minutes to 40 minutes long. I'm going to start uploading some longer videos like that, because I need to get the same amount of content done, but I have less time in terms of days to record. So I should record more on the days where I have days to actually record. On the days where I have time to record, that is. So with that spiel out of the way, I'm going to continue through this game and through Kirby Superstar, and then I'll finally be able to maybe actually go to Final Fantasy X HD, because, man, it just might be possible. Or I could record the original version first, and then do the blind features. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff. There's just so much stuff that I have in my mind that we can do. But, for now, this game is our main focus. I don't want to fight any more enemies here. As I said in the post-commentary, and I believe one other time, this is the kind of, like, when you can see the enemies out, I try to actually stray away from as many enemies as I can, especially when I'm on screen. Because I am very, like, conservative, I guess, about my time. I like saving time. Actually, you need to put that on. You need to put this on. Look at that. Look at that. His stats are now just godly. With the exception, oh yeah, I got these too. I got those Dragonhide gloves too. Well, I'm going to give Harry well, let's see. Her defense is 33. His is 44. I'm going to give these to Hermione. Let's see. Is that all? Yes, that is all. I didn't buy the spellotape. Damn. Oh well. Lucky you, Ron. You actually get some defense. Well, actually, you know, you're my test monkey. Whenever they attack you, everyone gets to see what happens when they have 0 defense against certain enemies. I know that's a stupid way to play the game, but I've completed this game and so many times, and the game is just so easy. Hello, Hagrid. Open the books. How do we open a copy of Monster Books of Monsters? I'm afraid that I have misplaced my copy. Oh, surely we have extra copies to borrow. Oh my god. It's not all the Slytherin guys are, like, stupidly rude, though. Your extra copies is... So basically what's going on here is that the extra copies of the Monster Book of Monsters has escaped into the forest. So he's going to give us some spell books in order to aid us with this, because navigating through the forest is annoying. By the way, Hermione's Glacius is probably the most broken spell in the game, in my opinion. I use it a lot less than I should, but this ability is literally a godsend to me. Because against most enemies, they're weak to either ice or fire. they're weak to either Glacius or Incendio, and Hermione can provide with both. Alright, first Monster Book of Monsters, we're going to give Hermione the proper wand technique thing, because I want this to be over ASAP. And she'll probably be able to one-hit the bastard. Petrificus Totalis is well, it's exactly what it sounds like. Total petrification. But the problem with, well, not the problem. The thing with Petrificus Totalis Uno is that it only works on one character, on one enemy. But when it comes to having multiple enemies on the field, that's when you have Petrificus Totalis Duo. Oh, shoot. That was a nice crit. So 117 damage for that. And we can just end this now, can't we? Use that lightning spell. If that doesn't take it out, a Flipendo from Ron will. Oh, he has a lot of HP, doesn't he? Fine, I'll do this. Yeah. Just most of the enemies are weak to fire and ice. That's why Hermione is so useful, because she has the best spells. Period. There's only a couple instances where Harry is more effective than Hermione. Can you do this? Yeah, okay. Dang it. I was hoping that I'd be able to beat away the webs before any, like, sort of tutorial thing happened. I like doing that, because that happened in the, that can happen when you're in the cellar in the beginning of the game when you're with Hermione. You can use Reparo on the stairs, and then the cutscene where Harry's like, oh, the stairs are broken, and Hermione's like, I can help you out there. That won't happen, but I think they figured out that problem, and they fixed it later on for later parts in the game. Second monster book. I think there's like 4 or 5 different monster books of monsters, because Harry and Hermione all have their copy, but there's 5 other students who don't, including Malfoy, Crabbe, and Goyle. But we all know it was Malfoy's fault. Yeah, that thing takes a lot of damage from Defendo, because, you know, it's a book. But Hermione is a lot more broken, because we've gone over the stats, we've gone over these stats in this game. And I'm really glad that they made Hermione the most powerful, because she is definitely the most magically gifted of the rest of them. In my personal opinion, she is better than the rest of them. Harry may be the main character, but I like how he's the most balanced of everyone. He has high magic power, and he has decent HP. But Hermione has super high magic, and that's what makes the difference. I should run into a couple more monsters just to show you how it goes. Also, this part really tripped me up here. It took me a while to realize that this was actually a hole, and that there's an unseen, like, passage. You just need to use Lumos. I was stuck there for a while. I didn't really realize. I'll show a couple more. I'll show some of the enemies. These things here are called Guy Trash, or something like that. I don't have any idea what they're weak to, except Defendo. I believe Defendo, for the most part, and for most enemies, does 1 damage. Like, per se for this. I'm pretty sure this will not do shit. Yeah, 1 damage. They purposely designed Defendo, not only for the spiderwebs, but they designed it for specific enemies. There's only, let's see. There's only maybe 2 or 3 enemies in the entire game that I would even consider using Defendo on. And that's the Monster Book of Monsters, and there's one other enemy that I suddenly can't think of. But I used Defendo on it, and it's really effective. Maybe it's just the Monster Book of Monsters, and I'm trying to think of something else. I'm not entirely sure. But I'll know it when I see it, for darn sure. I haven't memorized this entire game in terms of the enemies and like what they're weak to and all that kind of stuff, but I have memorized this game in terms of what's good, what's bad, what you can spam, how to break the game, etc, etc, etc. But let me be frank, I do not like this game very much. I may be good at it and it's enjoyable, but it's enjoyable sometimes, but it just gets old after a while because there's just no replay value. But I will back it up. I will back this game up by saying I do love coming back to it after a while of not playing. because this is the first time I've picked up the game in maybe a year and a half. Maybe a year and a half. Maybe longer. I don't know. That's just how I view it. Some people are different. In fact, most people are probably different. Who knows? I have seasonal picks for games that I really like to play. No. Oh, you almost did 100 damage and you're level 21. That's how ridiculous Hermione is. That's how ridiculous she is. When she has that increase your magic ability put on her and she uses a spell that the enemy's super weak to, she can utterly destroy everything. Like, you should not die in this game. If you die in this game, something's wrong. Either you got an unlucky critical hit, you don't have good enough equipment, your HP is not high enough, or you're, well, those basically go hand in hand. You're just probably not a high enough level, and you don't have good enough equipment. Or you just didn't come prepared. There's things, but you just shouldn't die in this game, or else you're just not prepared enough, and you need to grind. But let me tell you for certain, this game is not about grinding. You will be perfectly safe if you do not grind. As long as you fight most of the enemies in your path, along with the bosses, and use Hermione's special move with the good study habits, you will be fine for the last couple levels of the game. This game loves throwing experience points at your face. I have said this many times throughout the LP, and I will continue to say it until the very end of the game. I think there's 1 or 2 more monster books after this one. But that's not even the whole goal. Oh, come on! 2 criticals for the enemies, and I haven't even gotten a single one. You know, I should be using Glacius more. Glacius is a very useful ability. It's hard to grind. It's a very hard ability to grind. But it's extremely, extremely worth it. Ooh, you got 1 experience point over what you needed to level up. Excellent. Alright, take this treasure, you get a pepper up potion, which I just used up. And immediately use Flipendo, right here. That rock needs to be moved. That took me a long time to figure out, because I never thought a little puff of air like that could move something like that. I never once thought to think about that. And then I had to look it up on a guide. That's how bad of a player I used to be. At most games. I'm a lot better now than I used to be. For sure. For certain. Alright, yeah, this is the last monster book that we have to fight. And because I want it to be over ASAP, I'm going to have Hermione put on her thing. Put on her magical wand of wisdom. And Incendio has leveled up for Harry. That's excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Because now he can start dealing some serious damage. But these spells all have a tertiary level. In fact, I think I have yet to show you Harry's, something that happened for Harry while I was grinding. I forgot to put it on, I couldn't put it on screen. Oh, shit. Wow, you're not dead yet? This happened. He got his tertiary level of Flipendo. Flipendo Tria. It's not a very good move. Sorry to say. I wish it was stronger, but Incendio is just way stronger, no matter what. Even Incendio Duo is stronger than the 3rd level of Flipendo. Alright, final boss of this area. Yeah, those guys were all mid-bosses. This is the Venomous Tarantula something. I don't even know what to call it. It's a venomous... basically a venomous Venus flytrap. It's a Venus flytrap, except it's a Venus human trap. Oh my god, crits up the ass. 131 HP. Damage, right there. Also, this game's boss theme is amazing. Honestly, this game, I give it a lot of shit, but this game has some really good music. This game has some really, really good music. It's quality. Look at that, 71 damage, and, like, holy crap. That was just beautiful. That wasn't even a critical hit, mind you. 65. How much is... I'm gonna Spongify. I'm gonna Spongify. What does Spongify do? Because I only have a limited time to use it. The opponent's attacks are weakened. That's what those things mean. The fact that he's vibrating and has those little pink-purple thingies coming out of him. Alright, final hit comes from Hermione because Hermione's the best. 96, right there. She has yet to break 100 damage, but that'll come very soon. That'll come very, very soon. Because Glacius. That is why. Alright, we are done with that. Hagrid's copies of the Monster Book of Monsters have been removed from your inventory. Well done. Add this reward for returning the books. Pocket Watch has been added to your inventory, and 5 experience. Pocket Watch, don't even put it on. Right then. So, you've got your books, and if you'd like to follow me to the paddock, we can start the lesson. I mean, I'm sure a whole class period has gone by at this point. Come on. Oh, come on. Yeah, so basically, we're going to go see Buckbeak. That's what's happening, because we've all seen the movie and read the books. You better. I love how Hermione just kind of teleported there. This place is going to the dogs. That oaf teaching classes. My father will have a fit when I tell him. Shut up, Malfoy. Careful, Potter. The Dementor's behind you. Meh. There's Buckbeak. Honestly, his sprite is absolutely adorable in this game. I love Buckbeak in this game. He's wonderful. A hippogriff. Beautiful, aren't they? Ooh. Now, first thing you want to know about hippogriffs is that they're very proud. Don't ever insult one, because it might be the last thing you ever do. Let's see how you do. It's very easy. I bet you're not dangerous at all, aren't you, you ugly great brute? And you insulted him. You didn't even listen to instructions, because you know what? You're the epitome of stupid. I'm dying. Look at me. It's killed me. You're not dying. Someone help me get him out of here. Go get him from Madame Pomfrey. And this is where the plot really settles in. Before, it was just classes. Now there's actually story elements in this game. And Buckbeak is like, yeah, I just kicked his ass. What are you going to do about it? It was Malfoy's fault. He insulted Buckbeak, even though he was warned not to. Buckbeak looks pretty calm now. I'll try and approach him the way Hagrid said. He didn't even tell you how to approach him. He was just like, don't insult him. We're friends now. I bet I could write him. That's it, Harry. They also got his sound, like, I really agree with the sound of this. He's basically just a horse. So the whole point of this minigame is to fly through the golden bats. And when you do, you're given extra time. That's all it is. There's no, like, reward for doing it, and for that reason, I'm going to wear out the time. With the speed up button, for sure. No, I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to press replay. I want to exit the game. Thank you. Wow, that was great. Well done, Harry. Buckbeak's Hippogriff Glide has now, can now be accessed from the minigames side of the title screen. I really appreciate all you've done. Thank you. It's potions next. I don't know what you're groaning about, Harry. I'm really looking forward to it. What? Just joking. I'm dreading it as much as you. I've heard we're supposed to be learning how to do a shrinking solution today. Let's go. You were with us the whole time, and no one ever told us. Although, to be fair, people might come up to each other, like, and be like, what do we do in blank, in, like, language arts? Because I do that a lot in my school, and we're like, oh, you do this. Some people are very honest about it. Some people are not very honest about it. Because someone freaked my friend out by saying, oh, there's this huge pop quiz that you have to worry about. It has this, 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 and this. And then it turns out we were watching a movie in that class. So my friend was caused an extraordinary amount of unnecessary stress. And where am I going? Potions is in the dungeons level. Potions is over here. I think you can still encounter monsters, can't you? No, you can't. Yeah, in just a whole bunch of arbitrary rooms, you can run into enemies. It's super weird. Super weird. Alright. Hello, everyone. We are the Masters. Hello, sir. I think Snape's the best teacher at Hogwarts. It depends on your perspective. I think, in terms of knowledge, he is definitely one of the best. But in terms of how he treats most people, I don't really like him. Professor Snape's always so... Yeah, look at the perspective difference. You have the Slytherin saying he's the best teacher. You have the Gryffindors saying he's very unpleasant. I don't speak to Gryffindors. You're very rude. Hello, that sounded like a snake. Why was there a rat there? Settle down, settle down. Today we shall be making a new potion, a shrinking solution. Why are you at the front, sir? You know, I bet that's supposed to be Neville, but it's not. I require a volunteer to gather ingredients for this potion. I'm going to have Ron go with Hermione. Weasley, while I'm reluctant to assign you a task as complex as finding and carrying, I live in hope that you will surprise me. I require potion ingredients from the potion storage room. Bring them back here to me, Weasley, and take Granger with you. The potion requires daisy root, shrivel fig, rat spleen, dead caterpillar, and leech juice. Do not think of this as an opportunity to avoid the lesson, Weasley. Tardiness will be punished. Yes, Professor. Gryffindors always seem to lose house points in Snape's lessons. I much prefer potions of transfiguration. I think I would be more into potions than transfiguration, honestly, because I really like chemistry. I am a very big chemist person in my school. Well, in my classes, I guess. Yeah, the paths split in the very beginning. It's super interesting how they did that. I also this is probably my favorite theme in the game, right here. And we're thrown immediately into this new battle with Doxies and the Salamander. Now, the Salamander is what you use to grind for money in this game. It's one enemy which you can grind money off of. Oh yeah, these guys are not very strong at all. Like, Ron does not have any defense, and he's taking their hits. So, use the Wizard Cracker on the Salamander. And you will get an item from him. What is that item? You shall see. Also, this is why I love Glacius so much. It aids in grinding so easily, because, even without the increased magic, she did 77 damage. That's a lot. Unfortunately, these Doxies are super annoying to take down, because they're in the air. Fortunately, they don't have the most HP in the world. But, honestly, that's why I don't like doing random encounters in this game. Or, rather, that's why I'm happy there aren't random encounters in this game, and that's why I'm happy that I can avoid them, because the pacing for the battles is really slow. It's really slow. But I really like how it's tactical, kind of like Final Fantasy X. Because you know when your turn is coming up, and you know when your enemy's turn is coming up. So you need to come up with a strategy to where you can either stop them from doing dangerous damage to you, or prevent them from doing, basically kill them before they can do anything, or if you can prevent them from doing any serious damage without killing them. Say by having Spongify. That'll be good against maybe a troll, because they appear in this game. In fact, there's one in this game. There's one in this dungeon. Yeah, the headband is an accessory, and accessories actually sell for some pretty high amounts of money. Oh, you can't wear the pocket watch? Rip you. Rest in peace. That's right, you're my guinea pig. Why am I even considering giving you any items? But yeah, my main problem with this game is just the pacing of everything. It's just kind of slow. But it's okay because the game is not really that long. I think they did a really good job putting all the story elements into the game and not making the game extraordinarily long. I think that's something that EA did very well here. But them trying to make an RPG is not the best. I feel bad saying that, but that's how I feel about this. Mortis Bats. I don't even want to bother fighting them, but you know what? Mortis Bats. They're weak to wind. That's what I'm saying. I keep getting trapped, and I keep being forced to fight these things. I'm sorry if you guys really want me to fight these things, and I'm just not showing it. If you guys want me to show the fighting, please let me know. That would be amazing. Phoenix. Okay, that is a great card. It's a great one. Where is it? Boom. Now we have the Revive. The Revive is one of the greatest things for Harry's ability, because while you shouldn't be dying, the fact that they put a revive here, like for a Phoenix down, is wonderful. And that further prevents you from dying. Okay. Or rather, from getting a game over. And even if you get a game over, you don't even have to like go back through a save point. You literally wake up in the hospital and your level stays the same. And basically, the woman manning the hospital, Madame Pomfrey, she says, "Oh, someone found you unconscious and brought you here to be nursed back to health." Which I think is rather interesting, because it seems like a lot of people in this game actually kind of like to target you. For hatred, I guess. Alright, use Glacius for some reason. And, finally, we're going to need to heal up. Especially Hermione. Because I have so many of these Wiggenweld potions, I don't even need to worry. I should have only used 4. What am I doing now? Yes, Grand Pepperup potions. I'm using 2. And then I'm using 1 on him. Good, now we are all set to fight this boss. This boss is actually kind of difficult, because he can deal quite a large amount of damage. And if he attacks Ron, it will be very clear how much damage he does. I've had times where he deals maybe 60 damage without the aid of a critical hit, mind you. That's why I would recommend using Petrificus Totalis or Spongify on this guy, but because I want to make this more challenging for myself, I'm going to use none of those abilities. And I'm going to rely solely on, well, luck, as it may be. Yeah, look at that, 35 damage and she has 37 defense. 37 defense, and he did 35 damage. Ron has 0 defense. Guess how much damage he's going to do to him. Let's have a look, shall we, if the AI is nice enough to attack him for me. Attack him, please. Thank you. 64! That's a lot of damage. And if he got a crit, Ron would be in a very tough spot, especially if his HP was at where it is right now, actually. If he had 180 HP... taking 120 damage is asking for a death wish. Luckily, Incendio fixes every problem. Incendio fixes every problem. Incendio and Glacius are God-sent spells. They're the most overpowered things in the game. We have all the ingredients. Now let's get them back to the class. I will meet you guys when we reach the classroom, because it's literally just a walk back. And it takes a long time. You surprised me, Mr. Weasley. I was expecting you to return empty-handed. Well, you asked him to surprise you. Alright, there goes the shrivel fig, the daisy roots, the rat spleen, the leech juice, and the dead caterpillar. Don't think you're leaving just yet. The shrinking solution has yet to be brewed. Uh-oh, how are we going to brew the potion? Maybe Hermione knows? It isn't difficult. Simply put the herbs and ingredients into the cauldron. There go the herbs. And now for the ingredients. This does not make any sense! Unless they already had some water or something in the cauldron, there's no way in hell that the amount of liquid that we have, which is just the leech juice and the dead caterpillar, well, heck, just the leech juice by itself. There's no way in hell that that's going to fill up the entire cauldron, unless they had, like, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bottles of that in their inventory. Oh yeah, you get Wingardium Leviosa for that. It's a pretty good spell, actually. It's one that I underestimate pretty badly. It's a good spell. In fact, it's probably up there with Incendio. So now we need to go to Defense Against the Dark Arts. This is not going to take long at all, because it's literally just a minigame. So I'm going to go through this. Notice how it's all Gryffindors right now. Good afternoon. Today's will be a practical lesson. Draw your attention to this wardrobe. There's a boggart in there. Now, what is a boggart? It's a shapeshifter. It can take shape of whatever it thinks will frighten us most. Which is weird, because it would have to, like, read your mind, which I think is really interesting for... I think it's an interesting concept for an enemy. It reaches deep into your soul and finds out your biggest fears. This minigame is pretty fun for me because of the sounds people make. I don't know why, I just think auditory noises are super weird. Mainly Neville here. But this game is actually pretty fun, and it can actually get pretty difficult, because you have to be fast, but you need to be cool. You need to know what button to press really quickly. It's pretty stressful, and you need to not press the wrong one, because if the wrong person casts a spell, then you obviously fail, and you lose a life. I think the direction is completely random. In fact, this is actually probably a pretty easy kind of game to program. Ah, I failed. See, look at that. No! Come on, I need to do this. Nope. Oh well. Yeah, that minigame is pretty fun, but I don't know. For me, it doesn't... Ugh. I love how Hermione and Ron are the only two to wait for him. Anything wrong? Why didn't you let me face it? I assumed the boggart would make you face Lord Voldemort. I did think of him at first, but then I remembered the Dementors. The Dementors affect you worse than the others because there are horrors in your past that the others don't have. I can help you resist them with some anti-Dementor lessons. I'll come and find you for lessons. Now, I advise you to go to your common room. Alright, we're going to go to the common room, and that's probably where I'm going to end the episode. That's probably where I'm going to end it. Because we're at 35 minutes right about now, and that's including the 2-minute post-commentary that I have. So, I'm going to finish recording this one, and then I'll probably record the next episode right after it. Who knows? When did I not pick this up? Anti-paralysis. That's actually kind of useful because paralysis is bad, and there's quite a few enemies in this game that can provoke it. Hello, Scabbers. Crookshanks. Meow. Crookshanks, what's wrong with you? Just keep that cat away from Scabbers. Oh my god. Why does the conflict only happen when we're right there? Ugh. Scabbers! You better be on this damn floor, I swear. JK, he's right here. He's running away, and then we found him. Scabbers, there you are. Let's get back to the common room. Oh, Scabbers, you silly old rat. Hello? What's happened here? Why isn't everyone going to the common room? Oh my, haven't you heard, Harry? Heard what? Over here. Oh no, the fat lady's gone, and we can't go into the common room. And here's one of my least favorite people in the game. Sir Cadogan. Have at thee, scurvy knave. Fat lady must be in another portrait. He's bonkers, but he knows all about this floor. He's an interesting person, but I don't like him at all, especially because of how he is in the book. I don't know. I just have there's just certain things about certain characters that I absolutely have a distaste for. So the fat lady, I always get it. I always mix this up. She's either on the 3rd floor or the 2nd floor. I think she's on the 2nd floor. Yeah, this looks about right. I also love how the floor designs are different. I really like that. Yeah, there's Sir Cadogan. The lady's been found! And then once we finish this, I will meet you guys in the common room in the next episode. Hello, are you alright? Oh, it was horrible, horrible. What happened? He's got a dreadful temper. Who? Who has? Sirius Black. We have to warn... What? Sirius Black? Wait, you saw Sirius Black, and Hermione was in the common room. That doesn't make any sense. What is happening right now? Okay. I will meet you guys in the common room in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.